Road construction seems to be everywhere in southwestern Connecticut, and it can drive you crazy.
Thanks for watching News 12 Connecticut this morning. I'm Heather Kovar.
This wooded area is where Stamford police say some high school students were attacked by masked.
We've been keeping you up to date on breaking news this morning.
Don't panic, but it's not over yet. The state's congressional delegation gets a briefing on the H1N1 flu in Connecticut.
Economy. Some people say they've cut out the $4 a cup habit. They're rescue dogs who just arrived in Connecticut from Georgia over the weekend. I'm Heather Kovar with more on the largest adoption event ever held in Connecticut.
Be sure to avoid I-95 because this is a fatal accident. They are investigating. They're going to be recreating the scene. It is going to take hours before they have the highway reopen again. So please avoid I-95 northbound this morning in the Milford area. Environmental officials say low levels of oxygen are causing Long Island Sound's so-called dead zone to get worse. And a massive die-off of frogs at a pond near a local condo complex has residents wondering what's in their water. Residents of the Rolling Ridge condominium on Aiken Street in Norwalk say thousands of dead frogs are littering their complex. Take a look at this. They're concerned there may be sewage in the pond or that something was stirred up when the pond was recently dredged. News 12 Connecticut's called the City Health Department and we're waiting for a response. Time now for 12 on the money. The Boston Globe's largest union has voted to approve a new contract that would give the struggling newspaper $10 million in concessions. The newspaper reported that the Boston Newspaper Guild voted 366 to 179 to accept the deal. If you are covered by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Connecticut, brace yourself. Your rates could rise as much as 32%. He probably had to lift his helmet right there to take a bite. Slices were handed out yesterday to visitors at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. And so I was trying to figure out, there's another name for moon pies around here, but no one can seem to remember it. So let me know. Good morning, too. We have to thank some viewers for emailing and calling in. We were asking what a moon pie is also known as here. It's a scooter pie. So thank you all for emailing that in. You know, it says that you can really only get scooter pies. It's kind of a knockoff of the moon pie here in the north. And oh, and by the way, in looking it up, in Canada and UK, it's called the wagon wheel. Who knew?
Who knew? Now we know.
Now we know. Now we're craving one. All right, here's the latest on news making headlines this morning. A Norwalk man is facing criminal charges after police say they found child pornography on his computer. 25-year-old Jorge Guzman allegedly had 41 video files on his laptop that show graphic images of children. Police say the current investigation into Guzman was started last year by his probation officer. He's already serving 5 years probation after being convicted of a risk of injury to a child back in 2006. He's scheduled to be in court on Friday. A report being released today says that the public was kept in the dark about the dangers of cell phone usage while driving. The New York Times says the former head of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration was urged to withhold information for fear of angering Congress. Wait till you see this. In our entertainment news, a real Cinderella story. The British talent show that American Idol is modeled after is famous for digging talent out of obscurity. Well, they got their latest shock when a 47-year-old Scottish woman, Susan Boyle, got on stage and even Simon was moved. Check it out. You know, looks can be deceiving, right? Paul Bjork has a much better voice than that.
I mean, how do I follow that? I have no idea.
With the song.
We have got a great day.
I'm not sure if he was in his skivvies or what he was wearing, but looks good there. All right, Paul Bjork.
You know, why do we go from that to me,
Because, you know, when you get to wear only your underwear, you look just as hot.
Can you meet? Oh, shucks. Can you imagine me on a big mural on a wall, only in my undies?
If you take a drive along Greenwich Avenue, you can't help but notice how many stores have closed. Looking at just one side of the avenue, we counted 10 vacant storefronts. A viewer and Greenwich resident sent me picture after picture of stores that have recently closed. Some are chains, but he describes the closing of Subway Barber in Greenwich depressing. The barbershop had been featured on News 12 Connecticut and had been in the same location for 50 years.
All the stores have been struggling.
Owner of Horseneck Wines on East Putnam Avenue, Terry Rogers, says she thinks things are getting better, but doesn't expect a big change in the way people are spending until next summer.
People that were spending $15 to $20 on a bottle of wine have now decided to try something between the $10 and $15.
Despite some trying times, Horseneck is celebrating 75 years of business.
Everything that we have worked for, we've fortunate to be able to keep it. because we've been in business so long.
Rogers says cutting all expenses and watching inventory has been key since October. Plus, she says you have to know your customer and build loyalty.
If you were to tell me 1 or 2 wines that you like to drink, I would probably be able to pick out 15 or 20 that you would also love.
Rogers has also aligned herself with many local charities. She says she has found it is important to be a part of the bigger community if you want to stay in that community. In Greenwich, Heather Kovar, News 12 Connecticut. An effort to promote his Darien-based company and blogs, Andrew Bogdan turned to social media, but says his disjointed efforts bugged him.
And I figured if this is going to work, I need to find some sort of strategy or synergy.
Bogdan, who is a sales coach, went to public relations consultant Tom McFeely to help him understand Twitter, link it to Facebook, and connect with prospective clients. He's also learning to search for contacts.
The people I talk to regularly.
I actually set up this report using Twitter and got advice from social media gurus here.
President of New Marketing Labs in Boston, Chris Brogan, messaged me to say, listen first. Use all the free tools to find where people are and what they're saying. The creator of 140 Characters Conference, Jeff Pulver, agrees and tweets, listen first before you jump into conversation. He says one of those free tools is search.twitter.com. Type in your keyword, sales coach, and see what they're saying. Don't react yet. Pulver also says make yourself reachable. Connect with others as a human as much as a brand. Let customers know how to find you and answer your messages. If you're still a bit confused but think social media could work for your company, McFeely is hosting a seminar this weekend in Stamford to help you launch your profile and understand sites such as Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook.
To sign up for the local social media seminar, go to news12.com. You'll also find the links mentioned. And be sure to send me an email bugging you at news12.com. Heather Kovar, News 12 Connecticut.